Hey guys, this is Phil Gordon from Dental Implant Practices, and today we're going to review the Neodent Drive GM implant. Neodent is a subsidiary company of the Straumann Group, which was purchased a couple years ago, and they have their new GM connection launched. So today we're going to dive into the GM Drive implant. We're going to cover the Neodent Grand Morse surgical kit first. The surgical kit comes in this nice package with a sterilizable and autoclavable lid. And in the Grand Morse kit, you have one kit for all the implants. The Grand Morse line has 3 implants. It has the Helix, the Drive, and the Titamax. And this is the same surgical kit for all of those. They all share the same connection, and they all share the same screwdrivers for each kit. So this would be one kit for the Helix, the Drive, and the Titamax. They have a lance drill, a drill extender. The surgical flow would go from the lance drill to make your initial pinpoint, and then you start your osteotomy with a 2.0 drill, and they have various line markings for drilled lengths. Then you move up to the 3.5 drill, a 3.75, 4.0, 4.3, and 5.0. They also have the widening drills at the top here, which are end safe, and these are for crestal width and to relieve the stress at the neck of the implant when placement. So there's some widening drills for that. They all have the same connection. So the implant driver comes with a latch type. It also comes with a ratchet type. So you can have short and long with that. Since there's the same connection on all the implants, you just need one implant driver size. It also comes with different paralleling pin options and sizes. And this is a kind of a hand screw in for gauging the depth of an implant for measuring the gum tissue. So you screw this into the implant and you can measure how high up the gum tissue is based off this. And that's because the Grand Morse implants are supposed to be placed 2 millimeters below the crest of the bone. So that's what this little device does. It screws in the implant after you've placed it, and you can measure the height. So then you can put on the correct cover screw, healing abutment, or impression coping for that length. So within each of the drills, there are laser markers on the drill for length, and on that there is an 8 millimeter, a 10 millimeter, an 11.5, 13 to the top of the silver, 16 to the next one, and 18 millimeters. So there's line markers there for the length of the implant for your drilling. And then obviously you would step up in each size for each implant size that you would place. So the length was laser line marked, the width is a new drill, ranging in options for the types of implants you're going to place. Here we're going to discuss the Neodent guided surgery kit, which is an accessory kit to the freehand kit. This is technically not the GM line guided kit, as that one hasn't been fully packaged and delivered yet, but what I have here is their regular guided kit, and we have the GM parts added to it. So you can buy the drill sleeves and the GM parts, but they just can't provide the total kit yet, but that is coming soon. But in this kit that you can buy now and get the GM parts for it, there is the stabilization drill and the pins for guided surgery that come with that. Next, you would have your drills again, which would be very similar to the drilling sequence in the freehand, except of course with this it would be guided through the drill handles. So you have the 2.0, the 3.5, the 4.3 implants for the corresponding size of the drill handles that we're looking for. So if you have a 3.5, that would fit in the sleeve here, and then obviously you would look at the same markings on depth for that. So if we were drilling a 3.5 implant, you would take the 2.0 GM handle and take the 2.0 starter drill, and you would take that down to either 8, 10, 11.5, 13, 16, or 18, depending on the lines, the laser lines that are marked here. Next, you would move up to the 3.5 drill, which comes out. You turn the appropriate spoon and key handle for the 3.5 to the depth, either 8, 10, 11.5, 13, 16, or 18. And then if that's your final position, then you would place the implant on the holder and drive it into the surgical guide through the carrier here. So the carrier would pick up the implant and drive it through the guided sleeve. So we have carriers for different sizes of implants, of course, and there's still the same universal screw tool for that. So the drive comes in optional sizes of 3.5, 4.3, and 5.0 for the guided surgery implant. In addition to picking up the implant with the handpiece driver, you can also then place the ratchet driver into the implant if additional torque is needed. And there's a surgical ratchet with a torque measurement spring device on that. So the implant can be placed and or driven with the surgical ratchet and or both the handpiece. Here we're going to dive into the GM Drive implant. What's nice about the GM Drive is it has one screwdriver, one surgical kit, but it also has one implant driver, since all the GM Drive implants have the same connection. So you really don't have to have a whole bunch of parts and pieces. All the Grand Morse implants for the Helix, the Drive, and the Titamax all have the same prosthetic connection, regardless of the implant's diameter. So the Neodent Drive GM comes in various sizes of 3.5, 4.3, and 5.0 widths, and it comes in variable lengths of 8, 10 millimeters, 11.5, 13, 16, and 18 millimeters long. So there's all kinds of sizes of widths and lengths for anywhere in the mouth. Neodent implants come in two types of surface treatments. They have the neoporous surface, which is just an acid etched and sandblasted. And then they also have the aqua hydrophilic surface. This one is the aqua hydrophilic surface, so it comes in a saline solution. So when you're looking at today's packaging, we're having the aqua hydrophilic surface package here that we're going to be opening. So the Neodent GM Drive comes in the blister pack, which is sterile. It has the implant lot number and size on the back here. It comes in a little vial that we open the blister pack, and then we get the vial out. This has all the information here on the blister pack again, with the size, the reference number, the lot, and it shows that it is sterile. It's the Neodent product. Okay, so we open the blister pack. After breaking the seal, we want to hold the packaging vial in one hand. Now to remove the container from here, what we do is unscrew the top and kind of pinch the sides here and pull up on this white thing. That's going to remove the implant from the saline solution. You can tell there's fluid in there. And then you can keep the support and press on the sides and unscrew and lift up on the lid. And there's going to be our implant placed in there. So what we would do is we would pick the implant up, keep the sides pinched. That will lock in place. Pick the implant up, and it's connected there. Then we can carry the implant to the implant bed and insert in the jaw. Torque to the appropriate torque. So that's how you pick up and carry the implant. Now we're going to dive into the implant a little deeper. Here we're looking at a zoomed in version of the GM Drive implant. This is a 5.0 by 10. All the GM Drive implants are available in aqua or neoporous surface. They're a fully tapered implant with the main screw threads have a square format with a thread pitch of 2.2 millimeters. The implant comes with a dual thread for minimal trauma and faster placement. The counterclockwise cutting chambers distributed throughout the implant body, the lower portion of the screw thread with cutting edges, and it has a round apex. This implant is primarily indicated for types 3 and 4 bone for immediate placement of a post-extraction implant and for immediate loading. These implants all have the same prosthetic connection for all sizes. The implant is supposed to be positioned 1 to 2 millimeters below the level of the crest for best results. So the implant itself has a taper design for bone compression and stabilization. The coronal part has a trapezoidal design for compressing, and the apex has more of a V shape for the self-tapping and cutting threads, and the bottom has a round curvature so not to damage any vital structures. So you can see the compression of the tapered implant, The kind of coronal compressing threads for stability and the cutting threads of the apex allow this implant to be ideal for type 3 and 4 bone for high primary stability and extraction sites and good loading. So that's why this is the implant of choice for most people doing immediate implant placement and or immediate load. What characterizes this implant, it has an internal hex with a 16-degree Morse taper. Now, it might not be a true Morse taper, but they're calling it a 16-degree Morse taper. So with that internal connection, it gives you a tight seal around the neck of the implant to the platform. It also has a platform switch. This is to promote bone stabilization. The deep conical connection allows for distribution of the load and allows for a real tight seal of the prosthetics. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this product or any other products you want me to review. You can catch me on my podcast, Dental Implant Practices Podcast, my Facebook community page, or you can check me out on www.dentalimplantpractices.com. See you next time. Thanks.